The Trump campaign came up with two lists of potential judicial selections. White House Counsel Donald F. McGahn II recounted for a boisterous aunce Friday at the annual conclave of the conservative legal group the Federalist Society. The first was filled with the names of Maine folks who would have no trouble winning confirmation. The second was filled with those considered too hot for prime time, the kind of people who make some people nervous. The first list, he recalled telling a Federalist Society official at the time, was thrown in the trash. The second is who we're going to put before the U.S. Senate because I know Leader McConnell is going to get it done, McGahn said, referring to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell RKY. It's going pretty well so far. McConnell had refused to hold a Senate confirmation hearing for President Barack Obama's nominee Judge Merrick Garland to fill the seat of late Justice Antonin Scalia. Ultimately, this kept the spot open for President Trump's nominee Neil M. Gorsuch and fortified the court's conservative majority. With Senate Republicans also refusing during the previous administration to act on openings in the lower courts, the number of vacancies that was on the table when the president was sworn in was unprecedented, McGahn said. He praised the courage that Mitch McConnell showed to make that happen. McGahn said the Trump administration would not waste the opportunity to stock the federal judiciary with judges who take an originalist approach to constitutional interpretation and also abide closely to the text of statutes. This administration's mandate on judicial selections is crystal clear: choose judges in the mold of Justice Scalia, Justice Clarence Thomas and now Justice Gorsuch, McGahn said. Notably absent from McGahn's remarks were the other Republican-appointed members of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. and Justice Anthony M. Kennedy, whose rulings have made them suspect in the eyes of some conservatives, and even Justice Samuel A. Alito Jr. Alito is a Federalist Society favorite, but he does not identify himself as an originalist, one who believes the first rule of constitutional interpretation is how the text was understood at the time of its enactment. Gorsuch, who received long-standing ovations, was the feature attraction of the Black Tie Gala. Tonight I can report, a person can be both a committed originalist and textualist and be confirmed to the Supreme Court of the United States, Gorsuch said. Gorsuch was confirmed in April after McConnell did away with a Senate filibuster option that would have given Senate Democrats a way to derail his nomination. Originalism has regained its place and textualism has triumphed, and neither is going anywhere on my, Gorsuch said. Gorsuch mentioned, somewhat obliquely, a case that relied on a textual reading of a statute and drew sting criticism from Democrats and others during his confirmation hearings. In the so-called frozen trucker case, Gorsuch dissented from rulings that protected a truck driver who had decoupled his broken-down trailer and driven away in his truck cab because he was afraid he might freeze to death on the side of the road. The law protected workers who refused to operate a vehicle because of safety concerns, Gorsuch said, but the driver had clearly operated the truck by driving away in search of shelter. Judicial modesty, Gorsuch said, requires judges to abide by the literal words of a law even if that means failing to provide the protection Congress likely intended to provide. 1. The law is telling me to do something really, really stupid, he said. 2. The law is constitutional, and I have no choice but to do that really stupid thing the law requires. And 3. When it's done, everyone who's not a lawyer is going to think I just hate truckers. McGahn said he had not seen a presidential election in his lifetime turn so clearly on the issue of the Supreme Court and federal judges. To that end, the White House just before McGahn's speech refreshed its list of those who would be considered for a Supreme Court should one arise. The Federalist Society and its executive vice president Leonard Leo have played a large role in recommending and vetting candidates for the Supreme Court and other federal judgeships. Gorsuch and McGahn mocked concern about its influence. If the group wants to maintain its role as a secretive behind-the-scenes power, Gorsuch joked, maybe don't hold meetings in the middle of Union Station, and then tell everyone to wear black tie. McGahn said it is completely false that the White House has outsourced the selection of federal judges to the organization. It's not even necessary, he said. I've been a member of the Federalist Society since law school, still am, McGahn said. So frankly, it seems like it's been insourced.